Last we left off, Arceus was formally greeted by the draconic essence of Ardu, who was promptly sent to watch over Sasha, while the rest of the group figured out what they wanted to do about the recent events of Minroe. After some deliberation, you all met up with Maya, and with some quick planning, decided to grab some manure from the stables and head to the mines that Arceus watched Merrick go into the night prior. After sneaking inside, there was an attempt to coup de grace an infected boar, but others quickly joined the fight. Eventually, you subdued them, and you continued further into the mines and found a massive infected mushroom stalk. But before you could incinerate it with Riker's newly created cannon, Merrick showed up. We resume after Arceus had attempted to strike out at Merrick and are now at the top of the initiative.
The sick-looking spear, DJ.
That is a sick-looking spear. Merrick.
Like you just noticed it.
Has that always been there?
Yeah.
No, it hasn't. There was like armor, I thought, at one point, and maybe a sword, but not a spear. This is new.
No, since I've angled the camera this way, it's always been there.
Merrick is going to cast Entangle on the lot of you.
Concentration spell.
It is. So it's going to allow you to become free of the hold person. He is going to cast it. $10, $20. Right there. Can you guys see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so he casts it right there, and you will need to just link it there in chat.
Wait, am I included in that?
No, you're not. But it's blocking off your attempt to be able to walk through if you wanted to. I mean, you could walk through, or burn it down, however you want to work on it. But no, for this instance, it is just probably, I guess, Ardu, since Ardu can't fly, but Arceus and Sammy.
That's my roll for me.
Strength saving throw. What the fuck?
I know, right?
I can't dex my way out of that one. That's
Gotta get the big guns, man.
I don't know why it says 11 on there. It should say 13.
Well, it doesn't matter for me.
Either way for you, it doesn't matter. But either way for Sammy, it doesn't matter. He would have failed on either one. So you regain your lack of incapacitatedness to be traded for being is it grappled or restrained? Creature restrained. Let me look up the. And then Sammy, it's your turn right after that.
Restrained.
Conditions. Let me look up what the full.
What the fuck?
And for flavor, he conjured mushrooms.
True. This isn't like vines. It's just like thick mycelium webbing that's just going across the ground. Restrained. A creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against this creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And this creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay. Sammy, your turn.
So is the save made at the end of the turn then? And then I can't move, or can I move?
Use your action to make a strength save.
Oh.
Yep.
Right again. Fucking gross.
Bummer. No bonus actions or anything that you can do?
I will hide.
Technically, you could.
The mushrooms.
I mean, there's a mine cart right in front of him. He could, duck right down behind it, I suppose. Go ahead.
Gonna hide.
Yeah, do
Bonus
it.
action hide.
Yeah.
Fucking no. That's all I got. Oh.
Alrighty. Riker, you're up
Better than
next.
nothing, I guess.
Okay. Man, being a human sucks. Okay. Here's what I'll
Picked it.
do. I know. It's just
Oh,
it
shit.
sucks for this very specific scenario.
Oh no, I got a free feed at level 1.
All right. So as in action, are there like rocks and stones around?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It's
this is
a
this is a mine.
I have to ask.
Yeah, there's rocks and things all along either sides of the wall or even the ground. Like, you would not be, depending on the size, you're gonna find the bigger ones that are gonna be closer to the wall. But if you're just looking for just any sort of rock, you can find one right below you.
Okay. I am going to pick up a rock, and as my action, I'm going to use magical tinkering. So it has a 5-foot like radius light,
Okay.
and I'm going to just throw it forward because I can't see him as things stand.
Okay. All right. I'll allow that to happen.
Okay.
Elf.
Yeah. We'll put that out there. You guys can all see where Merrick's at now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always good.
Cool. Always good. That's right.
Okay, so before we got into this combat, he was telling us not to burn this big like, I don't know,
Mushroom thing.
nest in the middle, right?
Yes, that is true. He was doing
Okay.
that.
Riker will just quickly speak up and say, "Stop attacking us, or I burn it down." And I'm going to make room for Herc. And I will end my turn.
He will respond. I haven't attacked you yet. I've only caused a means to restrain you, to stop you from doing any further harm. And that's all he'll say. Arsis, it is now your
My
turn.
threat still stands.
I know you mean well, Racker, but I don't think I do. And I'm gonna shoot him in the face with an arrow.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. Does a 23 hit him?
23 absolutely does hit him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
4.
4 damage. Okay. No extras to that, right? Because you used it.
I haven't put Hunter's Mark on him yet, and I'm not quite sure I'm in that mood quite yet, but yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be
Or
straight damage
the.
this turn.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good.
And then I will move right here to get me out of that. And then I want to flavor something, and it doesn't have any actual mechanical benefit, but I was
Okay.
hoping that it might.
Okay.
If the dragon were to breathe fire on this magical arena area, is there a chance he could free Sammy?
I'm burning them up, maybe.
Let me look at the.
There's nothing in the spell that says that fire does any damage to it because it is a spell. So I understand if you don't want to roll it that way. I just thought
Yeah,
flavor-wise,
I
that
feel
would be
like
kind of...
there are certain spells where it requires like a certain amount of like slashing or some sort of damage to the root or something itself that's holding you. I'll allow it, but what I'll say is that I'll make Sammy roll a dex save at disadvantage, or he'll take the damage that Ardu would do with his 1d6 breath.
You okay with that, DJ?
I mean,
do
have to
whatever
find
you
out.
Yeah,
wanna do.
realistically, that's your decision.
This is your call. This is not my call.
Yeah, I think just to clear the way and so that we can free everybody, I think that that's what I want to do. I want to fire breath the area Try to
Okay.
get this shit to go away so it's not difficult terrain and it's not entangling anybody.
Yeah. So you're, I guess the breath isn't necessarily going to be aimed at DJ, but the flames as they're going
Yeah, as it
through
burns
the
up,
as it
yeah.
burns it up, he's gonna have to be quick with like standing up, stomping it out, and avoiding the 1d6 damage. So go ahead and do you have? I guess what's your spell save DC? Do you have one? Is
I
yours
do.
13 or 15 or something?
Spells. It's a 12.
Okay, so you just have to beat a 12 at disadvantage deck save.
Well, so far I've rolled like shit, so.
You can do it. No.
Ah!
All right, give me 1d6 fire damage for me, please. I will
It's actually
remove the
1d6 plus 3.
Oh my
1d6
God.
plus 3
Fuck
fire
Actually, no,
damage.
that's his bite attack. Never mind. The fire
Okay.
is just the 1d6.
Okay, okay, 1d6.
So 2 points of damage.
All right. As the mycelium webbing burns away, Sammy, you just feel the flames kind of growing up your pant leg. You eventually pat it out, but not before it gives you some quick burns. Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I moved him and that's it.
Okay. Alrighty, it is Rin's turn. She is going to kind of look in all of your general directions and what are we gonna do? Are we fighting? Are we running? I'll allow you for a quick response.
I feel like if we don't stop him, then they're gonna take over the whole town.
I don't even know what he wants. I at least want to hear him out.
You hear Sammy next to the car going, shit, 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 shit.
Alrighty, this is definitely a Rin thing that she would do. She is going to cast Sleep in that general direction.
Oh, I love that spell.
And let's fingies crossed on a big roll because I'm playing Rin right now.
Whoa!
Yo ho ho. Jesus,
bad.
3 8s. That's crazy.
She steps up and she, with a wave of her hands, says nighty night. And as you look and this dust kind of falls down from the ceiling of the cave and showers Merrick, he falls asleep.
See, my 4 damage mattered.
It did. He had 33 HP. Your 4 damage mattered. And he is now asleep.
Hurt, tie him up real fast. And we gotta put something in his mouth, gag him, spellcaster.
And she kind of goes, yes, it worked.
Of course, you're a powerful spellcaster. It's as fast asleep as I was last night. Now, although now we don't know what he wanted.
Well, we will once we tie him up and wake him up.
Won't that wake him up?
Not if you're careful. I'll do it.
All right.
And I'll stalk over him to him and start tying
He's
him
asleep
up.
for a minute, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I will use the rope that is in my explorer's pack to tie up, sir.
I will give her some assistance.
Yeah,
to
I was like,
that.
Sammy, can you help?
Yes, I'm putting up the burns on me.
Wait a moment, Sammy. I'm gonna go up to Sammy and use.
Before you do that, probably best that you hold off on that.
You look mussed up.
Yeah, back up a little bit too. Got a little something in my throat
Are you infected?
from earlier. Don't know yet. Gonna find out eventually. gonna wander over and give her a hand.
Alrighty. You guys can go ahead and give me a sleight of hand checks to. I think between the two of you, you won't need any sort of roll. You being a hunter ranger type, used to working with those type of situations, making traps, and you being the rogue that you are, you guys are able to successfully tie a knot. How do you want him bound? Are you doing hands behind the back? Are you hog tying?
I wouldn't
Oh,
hog
I'm hog
tie him.
tying. I would hog tie him.
Or
All right,
pulling
tie
his
his legs.
pulling his legs up in there? Okay.
Yep.
And I
Oh,
will
yeah.
shove a cloth or something in his mouth.
Ah, okay. Give you just a brief moment to figure out what you want to do before he awakes.
Well,
Any-
Racker, you wanted to talk to him. I mean, it's got limited talking because spells take words, but
Can we burn down all the terrible things in here?
Well, I mean, I at least want
let's-
to hear what he has to say. Just if it doesn't make any sense, I'm willing to. Burn down all the mushrooms here, but
What if that's his tactic? That's his ploy. He's buying time. What if the whole town is on their way over here now? They're gonna flood in and burn us out of here.
they are.
well,
hot.
then it was very nice knowing all of you.
Maybe we should go
Yes.
deeper, see if we can find the source.
I thought that was the plan. We burn anything in our way.
Well, I mean, he tried to get our attention before, well, this all happened. I mean, he has something to say.
I like
help me,
the
Sammy.
idea
I'm
of
gonna
going
put
a
him in the
little bit
minecart.
deeper.
Okay.
Not
I will
terrible idea,
say,
actually.
sort of just as you get him settled, situated into the mine cart, he wakes up. What is the meaning of this? Why do you have me bound? Oh,
And
that's
gagged.
right, and gagged. Yeah, he's protesting. It's not a frantic, like screaming for help type of protesting, but relatively calm given the circumstances. But yeah, I guess unintelligible due to the
All
gag.
right. Well, we're gonna talk to you. But we want to do it on our terms.
No
I'm gonna
funny
remove
business.
this gag. If you say anything that suspiciously sounds like a spell, the gag's going right back in. Can
I
you
take
nod
the
that you
little
understand?
stone that was glowing on. I put it on his chest,
Okay.
so that way we see him.
Alrighty. Yeah, he gives a nod.
All right,
and-
Riker, ask your questions. And I've got my short sword out, and I'm gonna pull the gag, but
Okay.
Hey, look.
ready
We
in
don't wanna-
action to shove it back in at this first hint of a spell.
Okay. So
If you don't
what is
answer
it
right-
you want exactly?
You might get hurt. Sorry.
What do I want? Is that what you said?
Well, why are you here? Yeah.
I think our mission's been very clear since we came here. We're here to improve the life of everyone that we come into contact with. Offer you better crops, miracle cures for ailments.
Oh, you're just one of the mushroom guys then. So why shouldn't I burn down the big hive over there?
For the livelihood of this town.
This town was doing just fine before you all came.
But think about the potential that they could unlock if they just continued
Arceus,
on.
you can gag him again. I think I understand.
I'll shove
Wait
the
a
gag
second.
right back in.
Wait a second.
Hold on a second now.
You're taking away people's their minds. We go and meet
Yeah.
Arceus's aunt, and Arceus hasn't lied to us yet, says she's a fine lady, but she was a creepy old woman when we went into her house. tried to deceive us, giving us cookies without disclosing their ingredients. Now, what do you say to that?
I'll take the gag out this time.
You're not telling the whole truth. And I cast Zone of Truth if I had that spell, but I don't, so never mind.
Okay, I was about ready to
One
say,
day,
I'm like,
one day you'll
fuck.
grow up and have Zone of Truth there, Ark.
Listen, this formula, this idea that we've been working on for centuries, it unlocks something, a higher wavelength within all of us.
That sounds very unscientific.
To be
I'll
honest, I
gag
just want
him
my
again.
aunt back.
Herc, is there a way... I know that you have that way of determining if individuals are sick or not. Can you do that again by chance?
Well, I could.
Because
Me.
I'm awfully curious if he himself is
Right.
an adherent follower of
First, I'm
his
going to
practice.
use, I think it's Channeled Divinity. I want to basically sense whether or not he's like undead.
Divine Sense, I think is what it's
Divine
called.
Sense, yeah.
That one. Undead, or a fiend, or a celestial.
Yeah.
So that is what you're casting?
Yeah.
No, he is none of those things.
I mean, do we even have to like do the magic to figure out? You clearly infected.
Have you
Is
taken
he
your own
infected?
concoctions?
Pull the gag out.
The only evidence that you've brought suggesting that we're doing anything nefarious is meeting her aunt who offered you cookies that happened to have some of our ingredients in it. Yes, I took this miracle decades ago, or rather
Whatever
one
you guys
decade.
did to Sasha, you changed her. She's not the same. I just want my aunt back. I want this town back. I don't like what you're doing.
Not everyone does, but no one person gets to determine the betterment for all. The people voted for what they wanted.
They wanted to be slaves to your mushrooms?
There's no slavery involved.
There is.
What is your proof? Have you specifically
I will open
taken...
up the note from Sasha and throw it at like on his face. There are people inside there that want out, that don't want to be part of your cult.
The note kind of flutters into the minecart, him being bound.
I'll pick it up and hold it upside down for him to read.
Okay, it takes substantially longer for his brain to comprehend it. Or maybe
His
doesn't.
mushroom brain. Yeah.
Right. I'm basically telling on Sasha right now. I feel for her safety, but
I
it's-
will gag him again, but this time I'm going
And I'll
to wander
ask for the
over
note
to
back.
one of the unhealthy looking mushrooms,
Okay.
and I will pull a piece off,
Okay.
and then I will come back and I will look at all of them and wait for them to ask another question.
Well, what does he have to say about her aunt in that note?
Pull the gag out.
I'm sure your aunt is a lovely person. But in my time, as people get older, sometimes they become more cranky.
All right, I've heard enough.
I take the mushroom part now and I just kind of shove it in his mouth, and then I stick the rag into his mouth as well.
Okay.
Okay, being that I'm from Minroe and have played in these mines,
Yeah.
is that mushroom dangerous at all?
He said he took one of the dangerous
he
ones.
picked. Yeah, I think he picked one of the
Yeah.
ones that were labeled as dangerous.
Okay.
Like, if it's just contained to his mouth and not like obstructing his like airway, like you didn't throw it back far enough to where he can't breathe or anything, then no, it's not going to be dangerous. But if you specifically shoved it in so far that he wouldn't be able to get air through his, air passage,
The intention is not to choke him, but to inoculate him with his own mushroom if he is not exactly telling the truth about taking it
Oh.
decades ago.
he does not appear to react in any negative way. Like, not even panicked. You've gagged him enough. Adding this mushroom, it doesn't faze him.
I suggest we take the cart and push it down a little further down the road and see what else we can find in here.
So does that
Racker,
mean I
you
should
would do the
burn
honors?
the?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will use the Eldritch Cannon and burn the big fungus in the middle.
Okay. You're able to do so. You hear tiny hisses and shrieks as this mushroom kind of withers and goes up in flames. Kind of black gray smoke just kind of starts to fill the cavern as the flame gets relatively big, but it also dies pretty quick too.
That ain't natural.
No, but I mean, I should have enough flame to keep it going.
All right. Let's keep going. See what else we can
the
find.
cart and
Watching him,
begin-
what's his reaction in the cart when we burn the mushroom?
About the only
seem
thing that you
upset
can
by it.
see is you can see that he kind of closes his eyes and his head kind of falls backwards in the cart in kind of like a resigned state.
Hmm.
We're taking him with us.
Okay. As
Probably
you
for the
push the
best.
cart further down towards the end, you notice that the rails kind of break, making it impossible to continue to push or drag the cart through the dirt. They're heavy enough that it wouldn't be able to, go very far on those type of wheels. But you also notice that this is kind of the back end of the cave. It doesn't go much deeper than this. It stretches out further widthwise, and you'd be able to explore. And as you kind of go further into the cavern in different sides, you would see larger, not larger, but big mushrooms that are clearly of the infected variety.
So Herc, if you wouldn't mind carrying our guest.
I guess.
Seems because you're the biggest and strongest of all of us.
So is this it then? They're just growing these mushrooms in this cave and extracting their essence and then putting it in the water and everything?
Well, I mean, maybe at least partially. I'm not even sure if this is the only one.
Only cave?
Rocker,
There's a
can you
couple.
send the lights down a little bit more to the?
Oh, you're talking
the
about like this
east?
way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm losing control. Excuse me.
I'll
There we
just kind of walk around and use my torch or my lighter and torch to torch up whatever mushrooms I find, just clean them out.
Okay. Trying to stick specifically to the infected mushrooms. Okay, give me an investigation check.
I can't move over there.
It won't let you
It's
move
kind
where?
of narrow. You have to like kind of.
It won't let me move to the southeast.
Oh,
I think the
that's
dice really wanted a 15.
so. That's actually a really deep kind of crevice that goes down. So I like specifically kind of walled it off. You just want to go over here then?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Jump
you would
around this
essentially
way?
have to jump over, which is fine. But okay.
I think you put me on the wall.
Oh, my
I can't
bad.
move
Here you
anywhere
go.
now. There you go. Thank you.
Arsis, as you go, hold on, let me drag you back. Oh, that's not what I want. As you go,
Sorry.
let me take you. As you go right there,
Mhm.
one of the infected mushrooms that are kind of right in front of you, as you start to flame, and I'm imagining, is this you or is this Ardu that's going to be doing it, or are you going to be
Probably a
staying right
combination of both of us.
close to each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, if I do one side, he does the other side, just to be efficient.
Okay. Let me pull up the shit. It's taking a little bit to load. You see this mushroom just kind of expand and then explode. And it is going to, is it 3d6? Okay. Make a
Dex.
spores drop to
Constitution.
0. Each creature within 20 feet. Constitution saving throw. Yes, make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
For Ardu, I guess.
You take 12 points of poison damage. And disregard that bottom half, if you would, please.
Okay.
Um,
To 12 points?
yes.
We're right back at the
Guys,
beginning.
guys, careful! The mushrooms explode! And I limp back.
Explode.
Do I get advantage because I did have a covering over my mouth or not? It's okay if it's not.
I think I ruled when it was like creatures or
When you step on one.
I think if it was like if you step on it or kick it, like the kicking situation, I think I ruled with advantage. But I think like
when the plant's fighting back. Then
when
we
the
don't.
plant's fighting back, then it's not. It's more deliberate in infection, which would be different.
Okay.
Alrighty, but you're able to successfully navigate the remainder of the cave. And what was your investigation? Was 15. Okay. You feel
Yep,
relatively confident that you got as many as you could see. It is a dark cave, and there is a lot of cover with the other mushrooms. There's a possibility that there's still some lingering in there, but you feel pretty confident that you got all of them. Is there anything that you do with the boar corpses?
I'd burn them too.
Yeah, I'm burning them. I'm not even gonna bother like touching them.
I feel like
Yeah,
did
and I would let
you
burn
grab
them
a
from
sample or
distance
something?
Because that hurt.
I may have grabbed like a sample with like mage hand, but
Okay.
no like direct contact.
Okay. Alrighty. What do you do now?
I mean, just the path that Sammy and I were following. Just scorch earth any bad mushrooms that I find.
Yeah, you're able to do so. Any mushrooms that you see out in kind of the open, if you want to, search even deeper, you can roll an investigation check or something like that. But as far as whether or not you would encounter anything like Arsis did, you do not. That was specific to that area.
Okay.
But yeah, with a 20, you are fairly confident, almost certainty that you got everyone that you saw, even going as far as knowing how they would grow, or where like the parasites would latch on. Like you're able to find all of them. Like you might have had to scorch a couple good mushrooms in the like in the way, but
Acceptable casualties.
yeah, acceptable casualties for sure.
Guys, I think I got the rest of them.
Okay. Now what?
Well, we take Merrick here, before the city, and
Oh, we take him back to Suzail. Make him stand trial.
well,
Kind of a
Get
long
the attention
journey
of the
with a
queen on
prisoner.
this.
I think we need to prove some sort of wrongdoing by them. I mean, yeah, we can say that their minds have been wiped or controlled or something like that. But some physical proof or something like that can't hurt.
Right, we've got the note. I mean, any cleric could probably sense the infection just as I do.
Well, I wonder if burning the big mushroom pile did anything with the city. Maybe we go back and just double check on that.
Oh, we've got
Sounds risky.
I mean, I'm
got
sure some of us
on,
are sneaky enough.
we've got
You're right.
Auntie to
I'll do it.
look at. No, not necessary for you to be sneaky. You just gotta keep an eye on Merrick. You're the muscle in that regard.
All right. So how do you all plan to proceed? Are you going to parade him through town, just kind of lumped over your shoulder, or?
I would
I'm
try
gonna pop
to.
a good berry, if it makes it feel any better.
I would try
Okay.
to implore to Arsis that we go over to her auntie's house and see if she has changed at all to test Riker's hypothesis.
I mean, can't hurt anything.
We
All
could
right.
go to Weymouth, maybe try to catch those war wizards.
Weymouth's 4 days away, 3 days away.
No, Weymouth's only 1 day away.
Is it?
Yeah.
No,
1 day
Weymouth's
from
only
here.
1 day away. You. Sorry.
Suzail is 4 days away, but Weymouth's only 1. Or
I mean, that could be an idea, but I
3
think we're
days
gonna
to
need more
Suzail.
proof than just one crazy person.
I mean, you saw though how serious those war wizards took it on their way out. They almost
Well,
took that out back.
They're good with taking out mushrooms. A bunch of people who are infected and maybe mind washed. I don't want to see what they might do to them.
I was just thinking the same thing, Racker. What if they came in guns blazing and destroyed all these innocent people?
Cannons blazing.
Riker, given your history in Suzail, you would probably know the extent at which war wizards operate, their ability for their mind reading sort of magic. If they found anything was afoot, they would probably take drastic measures, not necessarily death. That would be a little bit beyond them, but absolutely some sort of imprisonment. Maybe they would
Mhm.
quarantine the town. Maybe they would make a caravan and send them all to the Suzail prisons. But it would definitely not be favorable for anybody that they deemed was compromised.
Well, they're smart, right? They could come up with a cure.
They're smart, but they're also very cautious, and they probably would not do well in this situation. At least to the people.
What do you mean? You think they'd burn them all?
Well, no, just imprison them, maybe has set the town under quarantine, not really let in much supplies, caravan them off. There's a long list of things they could do, none of which are great for the people. And the war wizards are smart. They're just very good at what they do, and what they do very well is war and violence.
Merrick, how are you carrying him? Is he just lumped over your shoulder, or
Yeah.
okay?
Ah,
Are you
my hand's on his
still
ass.
in the mines? Where are you?
Guess we're probably making our way out towards the
Maybe towards the entrance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mindlessly scratching his ass over my shoulder.
Merrick is kind of squirming a little bit, and you
Hey.
Yeah, you feel wriggling on your arm, and you can also hear some murmuring under his breath.
Under his
Got something
gag
to
breath?
say?
Yeah, you can't hear him. I guess what I meant to say, you can hear some gagged murmuring where he's trying to say some things, but he can't because he's gagged.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
got
buddy.
something to add?
We're gonna take the rag off again, but we're gonna make sure that if you do anything suspiciously arcane, that rag goes right back in before anything happens. We understand?
Oh, I will put the cannon and make sure to put the mouth of the cannon right next to him.
Okay. He nods, saying he kind of agrees to what you have to say.
Well, we'll give you right to the war wizards. All right, what do you have to say?
Think about it, honestly. Either of you, looking at Sammy and Arsis, do you feel any different? Do you feel negative effects? There are no negative
DM,
effects to this.
Do I feel any negative effects yet?
You can make a perception check. We'll see how into, or a medicine, whichever one you want.
There's perception. There you go.
You don't feel any different. Like, you might have had some initial coughing from the actual spores, like, going into your body. But as far as, like, any adverse effects, one, you're probably smart enough to know that it's a little soon to feel any sort of symptoms. But as of right now, like, you don't feel sick. Like, even now, after a while, the cough is no longer there from you inhaling. You don't feel any different. You don't feel bad.
I don't feel anything yet.
Well, honestly, of course he doesn't. It's too soon, you big baboon. I'm on to you. The divine powers that I possess sense it in other people, and I can see how it takes over and corrupts.
Did you see anything terrible about anybody that was infected? Did they act poorly? Were they violent, or?
The fact that we dashed some medicine on the ground and everybody kind of looked at us like mind freaks.
You're
Makes me a
chasing
little
ghosts.
nervous.
They may not be violent, but they ain't right in the head either.
Not to mention there
That's
was a
subjective.
You've changed them, and that's.
Change them
I
for
don't
the
believe-
better.
No.
Oh yeah,
And when
I
we
ran
checked-
into a bear a couple of days ago who was also infected, and
These boars. You call that better?
an elk,
I
some
don't think
rats.
the boars usually attack normal people as well.
The boars were protecting.
They've never been like that before.
You stabbed them first, remember?
But the bull
Not,
that
it's not okay.
she encountered before we came down here. Charged at her. It was only that door over there that saved her from being gored by that creature.
Is
Just
that
a day out of
honestly how
Tuesday.
it happened? It was dark. Shadows. Things that go bump in the night. Maybe you're imagining things.
I know we were
All right.
attacked by a fungus
Re-gag
bear,
this guy.
attacked by some fungus rats, and now we took out some fungus
As
boar.
you gag him, you feel on your shoulder wriggling. Not of Merrick, but internally, like his gut as it's slouched over your shoulder. You feel things moving inside. And we're going to have to start combat again here. Hold on.
Ah!
Let me clear the
I know
initiative.
what you think that you're doing for these folks, but in my gut tells me it's just not okay. And you know
It's
what?
turning
I
into
like
a-
the fact that I get to choose that feeling, and it's not made to feel for me.
He's turning into a gut mushroom creature. He's gonna blow up from the insides.
I'm
Like
gonna
the thing.
give
Where is everybody?
up here towards the entrance.
I got it.
I'm gonna have where's my I need everybody to make, what is the range on that? 5 feet. So Herc and Sammy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll say Herc and Sammy, both of you make Constitution saving throws, need a DC 13. And after that, you can go ahead
Nice.
and roll
Hey,
your-
look at that.
roll your initiative. I'll change the music back.
Oh, how was I not selected? Interesting.
All right,
Hey,
what we
there
got?
we go. First at one.
Herc
I
13,
rolled a
13.
nat one
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah, you guys both got it. Oh, and then I got to get Rin, huh?
Oh wait, I'm changing myself to a 12 because for whatever reason I wasn't clicked on my token. Weird.
It's gonna
There you
roll
go.
twice because I have. Oh, perfect. That works. Nice. Alrighty, Herc. Everyone's on there, I believe. Actually, I lied. No, I'll say those are gone. Okay, sort by descending. Herc, you are the first to respond. Both of you, you feel the explosion from within as this massive growth of fungal mass is on your shoulder. I'm going to allow you to still. Can you grapple something that's a size larger than you? I think you can. It's just when it's two sizes
can,
larger
yes.
than you.
Yeah,
you can't.
if it's one size larger,
Correct.
then you can
I'm gonna
grab it.
allow you to say that if you would like to, you can either remain grappled with it, or I'll give you the option to drop it and it'll be prone. Whichever one you want. You can grapple.
What is so grappling?
Does
I
this
couldn't
transformation does
Yeah.
it undo the bonds
Yeah,
on homie's arms and legs?
yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So it's grappled. Its speed is just 0, right?
Let me pull up the conditions.
I don't have Tavern Brawler yet.
Grappled creature speed becomes 0. Can't condition ends if grappler is incapacitated. Yeah, that's it. It's just speed is 0.
Okay, let's
be
get
able to
let's get it to the
suplex him.
ground.
Okay, so as it grows, you're just like, nope, and you kind of shoulder dip out of underneath of it, and it just falls down to the ground. And as it's continuing to grow in its mass, its bonds break free, but it is still prone.
I'm gonna try to slice it. Then let's go two-handed attack here.
Okay.
$13.
13 just hits.
Okay. Ah.
Wow.
Alrighty. 8 points. 8 points of slashing damage. Do you do anything else on your turn, sir?
Does it get opportunity attacks if it's prone?
It does, but it's striking
It's
from
Disadvantage.
striking from the ground, so it's disadvantage on you.
Okay. I guess I'll stay there.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. It is going to use half its movement to stand up, and you can see it is now towering. It is like 10 foot tall, and it is just this hulky mass. And its voice changes. It's now much more deep as it speaks, and with its speech, it casts pacifying spores. Everybody, I guess Herc and Sammy, again, you guys are right there, need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Damn it.
Stunned for 1 minute. Ouch.
Which I think attacks against it have advantage. Perfect. As you are stunned, it is going to take a fist attack at you, Sammy. 23 to hit for 8 bludgeoning and 7 poison damage.
All right, I'm down.
And then as it kind of can you stand over a prone creature's body?
I don't think
Sure.
he can occupy the
That's-
space. Well, he's a size larger than me anyway, so it's fine.
Yes.
That's up to the DM.
Yeah.
He's not prone, he's unconscious.
I mean, that's true. I'm gonna say he takes a 5-foot step forward to get within range of everybody, and he basically, you are preventing the evolution, the bringing of our queen. And then it's Sammy's turn.
Death
Oh,
saving
Herc
throw,
didn't
baby.
have to make that Constitution save. Because the pacifying spore is one person, so.
Oh.
Yay. Let's see. What is that? Just a straight D20, right?
Yes, please.
Gross.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a
A
save?
success.
That's a save.
Yeah. We're not playing hardcore rules.
Good.
What's hardcore rules? Is that 10 and lower?
I think it's like fucking 12 or higher or something like that. Alrighty. So now it is Rin's turn. I guess. What will Rin do? She's running low on spell slots. I think, unfortunately, she will probably make a short sword attack. I'm always going to take the top roll, whatever comes through. I don't know if it'll always be double or if it'll report out anyways, and with that, I guess I'm trying to think of whether Rin would risk, or whether Bria would risk the opportunity attack walking away.
Does he have reach? I guess she would have to get 5 feet with him.
Well, she is now because he moved forward, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she's gonna step back. He will use his reaction. Now, I feel like I'm playing chess all by myself right now.
Ron, are you playing
She
with
could
yourself?
she could technically cast silvery barbs at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make him re-roll. Okay, first
I
level
think
spell, and so she gets to give advantage to somebody, right? So then she would give her advantage to Arsis, making the sovereign re-roll.
On the song.
Oh God,
D6.
no,
Is she down?
no,
She's down.
no, she's not. She has
Okay.
one. She has 1 HP left.
Oh, damn.
Oh God. Okay. All right, that's bad. All right, Arsis, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to get the fuck away from him.
Yeah, you can do that now.
Yeah. Done. Pull out my bow. Our dude's also gonna get like here.
Okay.
Pull out my bow. I'm gonna mark him with Hunter's Mark. Since it's still
Okay.
active, that's what my role was, to see if I can maintain concentration after taking more damage, which I did. So I'm gonna Hunter Mark him, and then I will attack him.
Okay.
With the longbow, I'm gonna add the reaction as well. I'm dumping everything I've got into this guy.
Yeah, sounds good. 21 hits.
21 to hit. 1d6 from the Hunter's Mark. 1d6 from the dragon. And then I'll go ahead and do the 1d4 for the favorite foe, my last one.
4, 10, 12, 13. 13 total points of damage on that turn. Alrighty, nice. Yeah, as you kind of step back after seeing him just reaching out and smacking Rin as she goes away.
No! You won't take over this town. You won't hurt these people.
Is it
That's my whole turn. Oh, and then the Drake on his turn will dodge.
on the next attack? Okay. Alright, perfect.
Isn't that what the 1d6 was? An attack?
No, he uses his reaction to add fire damage to somebody else's attack. And
Got
then
it,
he,
okay.
if I've read the rules better. If I use my bonus action, then he can attack. And since I used my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark, he doesn't get an attack this turn.
Makes sense. Alrighty. Riker, it's now your turn.
Okay, so Riker will take out his syringe with the ridiculously long needle and say, Sammy, I think this is the healing. I'm sorry if it's not. And I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Alrighty.
So it's 1d8 plus 3, so you get 9 HP back.
Sheesh. That's a good one.
Riker will definitely be backing the hell up. And I'm going to have the cannon kind of come back so that when it belches out its fire, it's only going to be hitting the creature.
Okay. So, deck save?
Yep, that's going to be a dex save.
13, I think, fails. Or
Actually,
does that just make it?
Let me double check.
Bet that just makes
Spell
sense.
save DC. That just makes it.
Okay, so half.
So 9 reduced down to 4.
Alrighty. Yeah, as you can see, the flames just kind of licking up and burning up its arm, and you can see it's this crown of this fungus reaching up has kind of like developed a little bit of flames up there as well. Do you do anything else with your turn?
Just gonna get down a little bit more. Right there. That will be my turn.
Alrighty. Herc.
Oh. Let's see.
From the general look of this creature in front of you, you can see it's hard to say bloodied because he doesn't, I guess. Yeah, he looks bloody.
He's mush-mashed a bit.
Yeah, he's fungusy.
leaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little overcooked.
Yeah.
A little bit too much olive oil.
Much caramelization
Alright.
going on with those shrooms.
I guess I'll just attack with the longsword. I'll get my shield out though. Maybe no, yeah. Attack. God damn it.
hits. 14 hits for 6 points slashing damage.
Or can I catch a break?
Yeah.
Yeah, slashing into it, just chunks of its fungus matter just kind of slops off and hitting the wall beside you.
Okay.
Gonna stay right up close and personal.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. It is gonna begin its turn, and it is going to turn to and DJ, thank you for saying something. I didn't realize how overpowered it would have been if I would have targeted everybody like I did last round. But it is meant to be one creature within 5 feet, not two. So I apologize for that. But you're all alive, so we're going to continue with it. Now targeted
I
at
love
her.
that. It's just you're fine. You're alive.
Yeah, you guys are fine.
For now.
I'm gonna murder you guys. It's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
Save.
Pacifying spores against you. Con save 13.
9.
Alrighty, you are now stunned, which means that it gets to roll with advantage, and Rin can't save you now because it's not her turn yet again. Fist attack.
Oh wow.
That's a miss.
Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah, so it ends its turn there.
I'm stunned with my shield up in front of me.
Yeah, as it just flails its fist out wide, it just clangs on your shield. But yeah, it is now Sammy's turn.
Sammy will stand up and say, "How dare you touch me that way?" And I will
You just crawled up between his legs. You know that, right?
pretty much, and I will attack
I was
him.
scratching his ass earlier, so that's probably why.
You started this. It's your fault, Herc.
That's how they transform.
And that
Yahtzee.
also gets sneak attack.
Okay, so
So
22
10
points of damage.
So that's actually plus another.
No, your sneak attack already
okay.
counted.
It did. All right, it did get in there. Okay, perfect, cool. So yeah, 22 points of damage right there. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna bounce the fuck out of the way right there towards the light. And
Okay.
he does not get an attack of opportunity against me.
Nice.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah, you stand up and just your rapier right up inside his guts, it just wounding him severely. He is on his last leg, as you can just kind of see as he kind of buckles over a little bit.
I take it there's nowhere here to hide then, right?
Not on that side, no. Like you
shit.
could have hidden, but like if you went the opposite direction, you could like hide around the side of the walls. You wouldn't necessarily have to dive into another pile of
that's
mushrooms or anything.
Yikes. All right, so if I go out of the entrance, can I still see into the cave and see exactly what's going on over here?
How much movement do you have?
I'm
you
gonna
got half your movement
use.
from standing up.
Yes, I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash.
Okay. So you get
and
like
that's
total
gonna
of
take
45
me
feet
about-
from
Yes.
your original location. Yeah, you'd be able to see.
I would essentially move 15 feet north. So
Yeah.
that takes me just off the map.
It'd be a little difficult, like if you're standing out in the sunlight and you're trying to look into a reduced light area, like it hits a wall as the main source of sunlight comes in. It becomes a little bit harder to see in flavor, but for like actual mechanically, it'll be the same. You'll be fine. Alrighty.
And that is it. When I step out of the cave, do I see anything happening, townsfolk-wise or anything, animal-wise? Do I hear anything?
As you look out, you see the gates of like kind of the little courtyard like area that's kind of been sequestered off from the rest of the town. It's vacant, just as it was when you came in. The doors are still closed. And so as far as being able to hear or see anything inside the town, you wouldn't be able to do that. You're, I think we said like a football 100 yards away from the nearest establishment down here on the south end of town. So no, unfortunately, the only thing you can see is an empty yard.
Okay, cool. Fine by me.
Rin is gonna shout something silly like, yeah, take that, you stupid mushroom head, with vicious mockery for a fucking 4. Let's go. It's not dead or anything, but it's really, really, really fucking close, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
It makes a save, not
Oh,
a
it does.
attack roll.
Yes, you are right. I didn't even.
Nat 20 vicious mockery.
I mean, it got max damage on a
It did get max
great.
damage. Wisdom. Thank you. I got ahead of myself. So
yeah.
a save or
It's a
suck.
miss.
It
Yep.
missed. Okay. Appreciate it. Got ahead of myself with doing both of those. Either way, Sarah or Arsis. Sorry, your turn.
All right. Same as last. Gonna take aim and try to get this thing out of its misery. So, I'm gonna attack it with my longbow.
Okay.
18.
18 hits.
So 9 piercing damage plus 1d6 hunter spark damage plus 1d6 reaction fire damage plus 1d4.
Yeah. How do you kill it?
Right through the eye. Right
Okay.
through the eye.
Yeah, as it turns, looking anticipatory towards you, just kind of having
I'll look
now
over at
potentially a
Ardu,
little bit of a link with you.
Pull it out. The flames will wrap around the bow, and it'll go right through its head.
And afterwards, as it pierces through and twangs off of the stone behind, it falls over, lumbering, 8-10 foot tall creature just falls, the flames from the bow kind of licking and consuming the fungal rot. Combat is over.
Is it dead?
Start to pace. If that's what that medicine does, then we got it. We gotta stop. We gotta find Rocker. You gotta find a cure. We can't see Sasha turn into that.
I can only promise to try.
I believe in you.
kind of
Yes,
looking
you made that
around.
spider contraption,
Sorry.
so you must be able to make a cure for this.
I mean, making a
Maybe you can use Hark's divine magic. That seems to work pretty well.
making a flame device is very different from curing a, well, vat.
They both seem pretty complicated. Sure, it's not above your head and know-how.
Yeah, Sammy, you
It's
would
on
have
your
seen it
shoulders
die.
now, Riker.
I'd probably come in at that point, and so far everything's quiet out front. So, thanks, Riker. Appreciate that one, by the way.
As you come
Oh,
back
you're
in,
welcome.
Sammy, one thing that you notice is the clothes that this creature was wearing kind of sprawled out a little bit further towards the entrance, as it must have the satchel that it had kind of draped around its chest, and its clothes probably about 5-10 feet towards the entrance as you were walking in.
So it shedded all its ingredient, or
Yeah,
all its
basically like
articles?
Hulk, like it grew, it got too big, and it just kind of busted and just.
I'd probably pick up the satchel then at that point, and one of those like, almost like I hold it up away, and then I was like, oh shit, well, I'm already infected. What's the worst that can happen? And then I'll open it up.
Don't say that. That's okay. You're already doing it.
As you open up the kind of messenger bag, you find a couple different things. You find several tinctures that were being sold. You find a book of some kind, and you also find a larger stopper filled with what appeared to be the kind of scrapings of the monstrous mushroom that was growing in the back of the cavern.
So several of the smaller tinctures, and then this giant beaker full of what I can presume to be is the initial base starter, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll probably hand over the satchel over to Riker then. Like, here, add that to your notes. A little too sciencey for me, but I think that maybe you might be able to do something with it.
Now that you mention that, yeah, I'm kind of glad that we got a sample of this, because I didn't grab a sample of it before it was burned.
You don't have to read that now, but that is the contents of the journal, and I gave it to all of you. But for right now, Riker's the only one that knows the contents of it. So anything that you glean from that is metagame knowledge until Riker shares it.
Okay.
Again,
I'm sure,
you do not
I'm sure,
have to read that right now.
Yeah, I'm sure Riker would open it up and kind of skim through and kind of give everyone the TLDR as he's kind of just speed reading it.
I'll give you the TLDR, but you're welcome to read it in its full. It talks about Merrick in Daggerford being recruited by the Cranes. It talks about the inoculation process, basically how they put these spores into the seeds that eventually create the growth of the crops. It talks about how it's not just the inoculation of the seeds, but also of the body and soul. Then it talks about hearing strange whispers of women in their dreams. She is regal and terrifying in her beauty. She speaks of our mission, and urgency leaves me both elated and frightened. Talks about starting to feel like they're losing themselves to like the masses. Stop it not being able to fully comprehend their own thoughts and the noise of everyone else's. Talks about a small village that they went to, a defiant girl who actually like destroyed a lot of the cranes in their initial mission, basically burning half of the village to the ground. And then the last thing that you read is that Quintus, the name that you've heard before, speaks of an ancient tree of roots that delve deep into the dark heart of the world. He believes our salvation lies there. I feel a pull, an inexorable tug towards the fateful tree. And then it says, we march to the sister tree, to an uncertain fate. With the fervor of zealots and the hearts of conquerors in our wake, we leave a trail of whispers, spores cast to the wind, waiting to take root. That's kind of the TLDR.
Yeah, I'll just Riker's like kind of like reading those like excerpts like out loud, so like everyone's aware of what that all is.
Okay. What do you do now?
I don't know if we can handle another fight like that.
Oh.
I know I can't.
I think checking out Sasha's place now is probably a good course of action.
I think we need to rest first.
Where are you gonna rest? Right here?
I'm not sure.
They just got started.
I just need to sit down for like an hour, catch my breath.
I mean, if there's like woods nearby, maybe we can just go take a quick breather in there.
I know some places.
It's always my place again.
And we got all the dangerous mushrooms out here.
According to Riker, yeah, we got them all.
So all the mushrooms that are left are the
They're the
very,
good, valuable kind.
That the kind that shouldn't brainwash you,
Turn you into that.
and that, yeah.
Kirk, look, we're all kind of hurting here, but I get the sense you're trying to maybe taste a little bit of that good life that
That's what I'm thinking.
This
What
cave-
better way to rest ourselves and have a little feast that nobles would be envious of?
Again, I don't think we should be, well, no, if we're gonna go hide out in the woods for a minute then.
Let's take
Sammy
some
will
of
then pull out a
Nature's real
dagger.
bounty.
As much as
And,
I like that idea, Herc, I think they know that we're here, and if we stay here, they'll find us.
Sammy's gonna pull out a dagger and walk over to one of the larger stalks of the good mushrooms and cut one off and
Okay.
just kind of tuck it into his bag.
Okay. Yeah, some of these are large enough that you're not going to fit it into your bag. You can grab probably one of the little 5-pound stalks and shove that in there.
Sounds great. We'll do that.
So I do think we need to change locations before we let our guard down.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should leave.
Get everything we came
and
here
I
for.
begin.
What about that person back at the shop? Or
The only
Business,
problem with
yeah.
that is we got to go through town to get to both Sammy's place and forget her name,
Maya.
Maya's. From here.
Yeah, it says here that looks like there's a hive mind that that forms. So I'm sure probably the townspeople might.
You keep saying this word hive mind. I don't understand.
Do you want a definition?
Herc, have you ever watched the bees?
That's what I'm saying. You keep saying hive mind, and I don't
Right.
see how bees have anything to do with this.
Bees?
Look, folks, if we stick to
Do you
the
ever wonder how
outsides of the
they
city,
don't get lost?
if we stick to the outskirts of the city, we'll get to my place in due time. I'm not exactly in the city proper, so.
Bees don't get lost.
Nope. They always know where home is.
I found a lost bee once.
Was it
It
really
was-
lost?
Well, they couldn't get back home.
Because you had
Insight
it.
check. Because I think Herc is spinning another story.
I just remember finding a wounded bee at one point.
Okay.
So I don't know what you read from that.
He's telling the truth, I guess.
I found a bee, and all it could do was walk around, and I didn't see any hive around.
Well,
Rin in the
would
ground.
that be left your care?
Yeah,
But
Rin
it went
pipes
home.
up. What did you do with the bee?
You
Such a
ate
Rin
it,
thing to
didn't
say.
you?
No,
Did you make
tied a bit
spaghetti?
of string around it and walked it. It's kind of cruel.
That could be why it couldn't go
Yeah, and
home.
Mr. Herc, what?
Well, I let it go eventually.
Let's just go out into the forest a little bit.
Yeah, not hard to do. You're able to easily leave the mines, and nobody troubles you. You scale the ladder that was left on the inside and reverse it to go down the other side on the southern end of town. As you, sure, one of you looks back into the town. Things seem to be business as usual. Nobody looking in your general direction. But you're able to escape out into the forest.
Riker, when
Yeah?
we get into town, can I get one of those little tinctures?
Sure, why?
Well, I just want to see if they have the same reaction if we shatter that tincture again. You know, your whole hive mind thing.
You want to destroy it in front of them?
Yes, I do.
I really don't think that would go well, even if there's not a hive mind. They seem to
Well,
be
I can
agitated
just be
whenever
like-
you.
Hey, aren't we trying to take a rest? Let's stop throwing around these hive mind
could just
words and
pour it
crazy
like that as we
theories, and
walk.
let's take it easy. Let's
I'm
cook
gonna
up
be
some
Let's
trailing
saute some
behind the
mushrooms.
boys a little bit,
Okay.
and when they get, like maybe 5-10 feet ahead of me, I will take a deep breath, and I'll cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay. Um,
everyone is infected.
I'll look at myself first, because I got a mouthful of mushrooms.
You're definitely infected. But not as much as Sammy. Sammy is extremely infected.
Okay.
Because that's what you want to hear.
I'm one dirty boy.
But I don't believe anybody else is. At least that's what
I don't think so.
my infection counter tells me.
Okay. Okay.
Even
we'll
with
just continue to walk.
Herc taking the pacifying spores to the face.
Yeah,
Those aren't infecting spores; they're pacifying spores.
yeah, a little
Different kind
different.
of spores. Spores, right, DJ?
multi-purpose spores.
Yeah, it could have been rapport spores. That way you could hear everybody. Anyways,
Was it the peaceful spores?
They're
Bless?
deplorable spores. They're all deplorable.
Blissful. Anyways.
alrighty. So, is your intent to go to Sammy's house, or are you guys still going to the forest?
It depends on how much Sammy insists on going to his house. Because I'd like to avoid town. That's
I think I'd like to go to the
Riker would
forest.
like to not go into town.
Sammy's house isn't in town.
I mean, it's on the outskirts of town. It's not near the fucking the center, but it is still in town.
It is not as far into town as you think it is.
I don't know, it just kind of seems like an unnecessary risk. What do we gain by going to your place, Mr. Sammy?
We can't get sitting
What
under
do
some
we-
trees.
What is the
I
point of
could find us
sitting
some
in the woods
food,
when you
some
have
water.
a roof over your head?
I don't know.
Don't need a roof.
It's not a bad day outside. We'd only be taking like.
Is it
hours,
cloudy
man.
outside, DM? Is it cold
Roll for
outside,
weather.
DM?
For over weather.
No, it's an average summer day. Like it's probably in your 80s. Some clouds
That's
in the
too
sky.
hot for me. No.
Yeah,
in the house.
some clouds in the sky, but it's not like a overcast shadow type deal. Yeah.
Besides, we kind of just killed someone. Did you ever think of that?
I don't think that thing
Well.
was someone.
Oh, I know, we
It's
know that.
something.
But you heard how he was twisting our words, trying to get us to think differently, you know? It's not too great of a leap in imagination to think that the town would do the same to us. Try us for... Where's Merrick? What happened to Merrick? Do you have proof he turned into a big mushroom? His clothes are left in the cave. Where is he?
You know, you make a
Well,
good
we
point,
could
Herc.
just very easily say that the man grew crazy, stripped butt naked, and decided to take a frolic in the woods. So,
Rin stops you all. Hey, shh. We're not alone.
As long as we have each other.
Who's there? She kind of shouts out into the kind of the brush that's a little further away from you all. And you hear some kind of rustling behind. Who's there? I know you're there. You see a familiar face pop up from behind the bushes. Oh gosh, it's just you guys. Bessie, I knew you were gonna give me away. I thought, and you see Thaddeus come out from behind the bushes, leading his mule.
So I still have detect poison up for like 10 minutes. Is he clear?
He's clear.
Okay.
Is Bessie clear?
Bessie is also clear.
Oh shit. Thaddeus, walk away from Bessie, please.
I said is also.
Oh,
Bessie is
I
also
heard
clear.
Isn't so clear. I was
No,
like, oh,
is
shit.
also clear. That's my fault. Yeah, is also clear.
Never mind then. Carry on. Thought I saw something. So,
I was just trying to come out here and clear my mind, and I thought maybe
Is your mind cloudy with fungal spores?
no, Herc, he's good. But I do need to talk to you about some of the rest of
how
us.
do you know?
I got some nature magic. To know. Sammy, you ain't looking so good.
But is he infected?
Yes. Unfortunately,
Riker
I am
takes a
also-
big step away from Sammy.
I've also been exposed. And so I was
Riker takes a
hoping
big step away from you.
if you had any divine intervention left, Herc, you could save us.
I don't know. You both scoffed at me the other day about my abilities.
I do not
If I
remember
do
that.
recall, I was very much intrigued about your religious devotions, sir.
I just can't believe that you're both Cormyrans, fellow Cormyrans, and you don't have any kind of faith practice. Some of you even scoffing
I
at
prefer
it.
to put my faith into something a little more tangible.
And what's more tangible than all of? Where do you think all of this came from? Or it just happened somehow?
Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to get into a theological debate with you right now, I do believe that we're slowly dying, turning into mushroom people.
Right.
Yeah.
The sooner
I
the
mean,
better.
if you want me to give you a big old hug and you can join us, then that's fine.
Well, I feel like you're being a little sarcastic about it, and that's not what.
Oh, come here, big boy, and I start making my way over to make a hug for him.
All right. Come here.
You're telling me that people that are infected turn into mushroom people?
At least that's what we've uncovered so
Well,
far.
I mean,
Yeah.
possibly we found
Oh
someone
my
who did
God.
that.
Not
could've-
just unfriendly mushroom people, violent mushroom people.
Yeah, but I think it might be like a kind of a crazy religious thing that they're going through. I mean, Riker kind of gave us the bits and pieces of it, but sounds like
Maybe
Yeah,
some
you
dark
gotta-
god, some evil god like Bishaba.
or just too many mushrooms.
Or
But
what's another evil god?
Mars is just gonna sit down.
Well,
We shouldn't speak.
well,
their names.
what do we do? I think how do I tell if they're infected? How did you guys know when I was infected? How did they know?
Well, there's two ways I can tell that the infection happens. Is one, you drink that miracle bullshit that they've been peddling, or two, you get mushrooms exploded in your face.
Well, I haven't had any mushrooms explode in my face.
Not since the road when you got infected the first time.
Also, the stuffed
That's good.
mushrooms we had in Weymouth, those are fine.
are they though? Are they?
Sounded to be a little runny.
I think
They're delicious. They're no buttery pixie cap, but they did in a
Wait,
pinch.
Mr. Thaddeus, how long have you been out here?
just about 2 hours or so.
Okay.
Not very long. I was coming out looking for some berries. I was going to make some jam for me and the missus.
Well,
By the way, we all still smell like manure, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it doesn't phase him. He does
I
farming
never
stuff.
put any on.
Well,
Bessie.
I mean, you see, Mr. Thaddeus, we recently ran into someone, like we said, who turned into a big, like, I don't know, mushroom creature-ish thing, and we think that everyone who's infected might be part of like a collective. They can all hear each other's thoughts. So we don't know if we anger the town or not.
Like
Um,
long-term infected, not like Sammy
Well,
and I.
we don't know that. That's the thing.
I don't hear anybody else's thoughts, luckily.
Well, it might take a day or two, but it's hard to know.
I'd like to get this solved before we uncover that.
Yeah, Mr. Thaddeus, would you be able to like go into town, see if anyone is like out for us? If anyone doesn't like, are they after us by chance? Because you weren't seen with the big mushroom person, so they wouldn't suspect you if there were a collective.
What would you have me do? You want me to go talk to Lord Gawain and see if I could just say,
No,
hey,
just
you know, those
listen around.
Yeah, just be normal and just kind of listen to what the others are saying.
I could go to the tavern, or I could go sit
Just
in
don't
the
drink
town
anything
square.
there.
Yeah, just hang out at the tavern for an hour or so, and then just meet us about, oh, I don't know, about 50 feet or so in the woods over there. I think that's where we're gonna
Oh,
post up.
and BYOW, bring your own water, because the stuff at the tavern will get you infected.
Well, I'll have to go and take Bessie home, and then I'll have to get some water while I'm there too, and it'll take a little while. Uh, I don't know. I guess I could probably make it back here by, I don't know, right before sundown, I suppose.
What time of the day is it right now?
It's still relatively early morning.
Got it.
I can't
Cormyr
rouse
has some-
suspicions at home. I gotta take these berries back, and I already promised my wife that I would make jam with her, and so we'll have to smash them. And I know what you
That's
guys.
fine. We can probably make that work.
Be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
All right, me too. Let's take a quick intermission, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Sounds good.
You guys done talking StarCraft?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
How's the poker game?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I love playing Pinochle.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of ice cream, but I can hear you guys just fine.
Nice. So the plan was to have Thaddeus go back into town and do some recon for you for a while.
After he mashes some berries.
Mash us some berries with the wife. Got a happy wife, happy life. All right.
Whether that's something else, I don't know.
That's
With
his wife's
Thaddeus,
infected.
probably is.
Don't think about it.
Oh God, is his wife infected? Oh no. We
You don't know.
Probably.
We know Bessie
He's
isn't.
been on the road with us for a few days.
Yeah, who knows what
He's been in town.
Yeah, who knows what she gets up to while he's gone.
No.
So what do you do for the time being? You just gonna wait it out?
We're gonna short rest it up with some sauteed mushrooms and whatever game that Arceus can bring us.
Game. I thought you meant like
I can feed
Poker.
up to 5 people, as long as I'm in an area that allows for it.
I count just 3 though.
oh yeah.
There's
So-
no
Wow,
rent.
Herc, you're going on a diet.
Two of you are gonna have to
That's
go
like-
hungry.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I will try to milk
Bessie?
Bessie's left.
massive. No, I'm gonna try to milk Herc's massive orc nipples because he's got 4 of them.
Okay.
That's 5 points of healing to you and your.
Yes! Yes.
But it's not
Milk
what
his
happens.
nipples to health. Is that how you do your lay on hands?
Oh
Yeah, I've got
my
to really
God.
build up my reserves
That's,
though.
that's
I only
a
have so much.
terrifying.
Thought. Here, drink some orc milk.
Oh.
You'll feel better.
As one
Where does
does.
this orc milk come from?
Brings all the boys to the yard.
Oh my
Yeah, I've
God.
got the Outlander background feat.
No, I know. I got you. All right.
that's
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you guys can all gain the benefits of a short rest. Let me slap that in on Rins as well.
Ugh.
How long do temporary hit points last? Is it the whole day?
It depends on the source. If it doesn't stay, it'll be till a long rest. Or a shorter long rest. And no. Long rest. Unless it says otherwise.
Temporary hit spawn. An hour. She should have had to.
Okay.
Hold on. It's gone. Either way, she would have had to roll a. I guess she would have just had to. Let me just fucking roll it really quick.
What source is it from?
Enhance ability.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Okay.
Well, there was something else she did too.
She would
I guess
have.
that.
She would have failed her concentration check. She took.
Oh right. Okay.
Oh no, she only took 20. She would have passed. Okay.
Oh, I would have had advantage on those saving throws, or is it just checks? So it's checks, I think. Actually.
Yeah, enhanceability, I think, is just checks.
Yeah.
I know you feel like it should be stronger than it is. Its ability.
Yeah. As a second level spell. Okay. Do you just wait out until Thaddeus comes back?
Probably
I
jot
would
some
like to do
notes
that.
down in my book.
God, yeah, I mean, we're not going into town, so I don't know what else we could really do.
Okay.
You
Can I
know
try
what?
to cook up these pixie caps?
Yeah, you can.
I might wander away for a little bit and just kind of look on the outskirts of the outskirts and see if I see anything.
Okay. Now, just so I'm keeping record, Herc, you were just kidding about the lay on hands 5 points, right? To Sammy. That was
no.
the-
I mean, I probably should do that when
Because you
Arceus
have
pointed it
two
out to me.
instances of it back, right? You have
I
you
have
have
two
10.
left.
Yeah, you have 10 lay on hands left.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
For both of them. Yeah.
Okay. There is more to that journal, Riker, that you have.
Do we get a short rest? Can I roll hit dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I already did that for Rin. Yeah, you guys are good to roll hit dice. Where is my? You will not be able to see the more right here, but like we'll just thematically as you were reading it.
Yeah.
Once you got past that final entry, it was no longer words scrawling on the paper. The structuring was like words, but this doesn't even look like a language. Language normally has like, I don't know, some sort of structure to it. This looks almost incoherent. You can see patterns, but this is unlike any sort of language that you've ever seen.
Yeah. Riker like sees it. He like flips the book upside down, flips it back, just has a very puzzled look on his face. If I keep like flipping through, is it just that same like language? Does it ever like end?
Yeah, it's just the same. Yeah. If ever the condition is met where you can understand that, I'll let you know. You can spend some time investigating it throughout the adventure if you would like. But yeah, you do notice it when you are reading it the first time. Sammy, you went away.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
Yeah, just kind of looking at the outskirts of the outskirts, seeing if I can see anybody, if I can see the town square from like a hill or something like that, and see if they're still selling.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't be able. There's you would have to go all the way around to get to like the mountainside and climb up into the mountains a little bit to be able to see down into the town. It'd take you, a solid hour and a half to do that if you wanted to do that, maybe even 2 hours. You're welcome to try. If you wanted to do it sneaky like, you'd have to roll a stealth check.
Fuck it. I'm gonna sneaky into the town.
Sneaky into the town, into the town?
Into the town, into the town.
Okie dokie.
Like, hood over my head and just kind of listening and make my way towards the center of the town and see if the homies are still selling the tincture.
Okay.
How could this possibly go wrong?
You make your way into the center of the town. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Rogue's doing rogue shit. Who would have thought?
I remember when you had a wild better sorcerer doing rogue shit.
Yeah, it's more like DJ doing DJ shit at this point.
Only for your campaigns.
So
I know, it's like I feel like I have a character type for John's campaigns and I have a character type now for Andrew's campaigns.
are you trying to like dash from building to building, or are you just trying to like blend in?
Trying to blend in.
Okay.
I smell like shit, so probably look like a. Even though I have a nice cloak on,
Wait, does Rin have
soiled as all hell.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Good.
Never mind.
I'd probably look like a drunk guy just wandering through town.
Okay. You're able to do so. You do make yourself to the town square. People look at you as you're walking through town. You're definitely not hidden from the eyes of people. but nobody seems to pay too close attention to you. You do get to the front and you do see a couple people near the tree peddling their wares. These miracle tinctures, people coming up, paying a few copper, walking away. But you don't necessarily hear anything out of the ordinary. People talking to each other, talking about their days, talking about their family lives at home. But nothing out of the ordinary. Town seems as usual.
I'm not going to push my luck. I'm going to stumble my way out of town then and then back to where they are camping out.
Okay.
Mr. Racker, did you find anything in that book that might help us?
He has it like turn 90 degrees. I found something, but is it helpful? No. Just I don't know, random sketches maybe.
What
Maybe his
languages
mind.
do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, and Elvish. Maybe it's got code. Maybe if
Wow.
I turn it like this way.
I picked up some Goblin and Dwarfish and maybe some Primordial or Sylvan. Maybe it's one of them. Maybe I should look at it.
I mean, maybe you can certainly try. It's just I don't see any structure to this. But yeah, I mean, I'd let her look if she wants to.
I mean,
look
have you
at it.
ever spoken Primordial before?
Can't say that I have.
Structure is definitely not part of that language.
Again,
I'll look
I
at it
wouldn't
with
know.
my language skills.
Okay. Looking at it with your language skills, you can immediately recognize that it's none of the languages that you stated. But you can't
Definitely
help
not Primordial.
but have this itching feeling that it feels familiar. Like instinctively, you feel like you should have been able to read this. Maybe you... Something about it is extremely familiar, but you can't pinpoint it.
Maybe it's a subset of Sylvan? I'm not sure. Not quite right.
It's like none right to me.
No, I think there's some sentence structure in there somewhere. I'm just not sure where.
I mean, if there is, I'm not used to it. Just, I mean, I'm sure I can try to figure it out at some point. Just,
Well,
it'd
everyone's
take me a
got their
while.
strong suits. Sometimes languages aren't everybody's.
Well, if the language is Abyssal, Common, Draconic, or Elvish, that would be my strong suit. But this, whatever this is, not really.
Is it music? Are they music notes?
I don't know. Maybe you should look at it, Miss Rin.
Rin takes a peek at it. I don't think that's it, but it seems familiar to me too. I don't know why.
Herc, do you want to try?
Maybe after we eat some of these delicious buttery pixie caps, our minds will get into kind of a mushroom state.
You go right on ahead, Mr. Herc. I am not eating anything mushroom related.
I guess I'll take a look at it.
I did find some rabbits in the forest.
Let's see here.
Spice.
Clearly, his mind was going to mush, and he just kind of doodled about.
The language also seems somehow familiar, but you're unable to read it.
Somehow I feel like the language is familiar to Herc, to Sammy, to Arsis, and to Rin. but not to Riker because there is something we all have in common.
Sam hasn't looked at the other part yet because he hasn't.
I know you're not around.
He's done his.
I
Yeah.
just have a gut feeling
Yeah.
that it'll feel kind of familiar to you two when you come back.
Riker's just like, I don't know, Mr. Sammy, what do you? Oh, no, he's not here.
Yeah, he ran off a while ago.
Or pixie caps for us.
I think those are all for you, Mr. Herc.
Have you never had one of your town's greatest imports?
Oh, I've had it many, many times in my life.
some of those.
Oh fuck! I was like, where did that come from? Like, I was taking off my headset. It scared me.
I mean, like, I've had them many, many times. They're very good normally, but I think I'm just a little bit mushroomed out right now.
I will eat almost anything else, just not mushrooms right now.
Oh,
If
right.
this is the point at which Sammy would return,
Sure.
I would definitely indulge.
Especially me cooking them up. I learned a few tricks.
I mean, Mr. Herc, that I'm sure they're fantastic. It's just, given what we've seen, I think I'm turned off of mushrooms for a while.
That man did turn into one.
Yeah, mostly because of that, and the
Oh,
bowl.
This
To be
is a
fair.
different kind of mushroom.
To be fair.
Yes, it's a completely different kind of mushroom.
Well,
and,
yes, but I don't think my body.
Think
will
of
be
it
able to
this
tell
way.
the difference.
You're getting vengeance on the fungal community by eating their kind. And
I'll find other
properly
ways to get my
digesting.
vengeance. Thank you. Honestly, why are you bulleting Riker? He doesn't need to eat the mushrooms if he doesn't want them.
Not bullying him. It just shows how much I care that he hasn't had them before. It's
Yeah,
kind
no,
of a travesty.
It's much appreciated, Mr. Herc. Again, I'm sure they are fantastic.
We'll
It's
go
just-
back and get some more when your stomach is settled and you're not feeling so picky.
Think about it this way, Mr. Herc. More for you.
I guess I get more joy out of sharing it with my friends.
Oh, did I miss much?
Oh,
while
there you are.
guys
Hey,
were,
hey, can you read this?
As
I
you
start
look
flipping through the pages.
through the pages, the symbols scrawled out, you definitely notice that there is a pattern. It does not make complete sense to you, but you feel that potentially, given enough time, you would absolutely be able to read it.
Nope, can't read it at all.
Okay.
No clue whatsoever.
To be clear, what you're saying is different than what I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure
Correct, yes.
that there wasn't a
Yes.
miscommunication.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yep.
glad I'm not the only one. This just doesn't make any sense to me.
It does seem
No.
a bit familiar. Maybe it's some kind of orcish. Not
I
that
suppose
well
anything's
versed.
possible. I don't speak Orcish.
Nope, it's some sort of chicken scratch. Looks like some inane drawings of a man who just lost his mind.
Yep,
Um,
that's probably it.
Or
That's
it's the
probably
clue to
consumed.
fixing everything, and we can't give up on it yet.
No, I think we should hold on to that book just in case.
I mean, I'm not getting rid of it, so you know.
Oh, that's good then. That's very good thinking. Just to let you know, they're still selling the tinctures in the town, so I don't think anything's gone afoot yet.
There was one word that you saw repeated that the pattern was great enough that you were able to discern it quickly enough. Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
You started talking before I got to finish it. The word is
Okay.
nine. Nine.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Well, Well, I mean, if things seem normal in the town, that's a start.
Well, normal is
Relative, yes.
yeah.
I guess what I mean to say is they don't have their, I don't know, pitchforks ready to come try to kill us.
No, and thank the gods for that blessing then.
It's only been a couple hours. It's absolutely nowhere near nightfall. But Thaddeus returns sooner than expected. Hey. Hey, you guys still doing okay over there?
God,
Ah,
come over here. We've got some extra
you're
mushrooms. that I've
early, Mr. Thaddeus.
cooked up.
Yeah.
Everything all right?
I only got an opportunity to drop off the berries at home with the missus, and I got some water and went to head to Shining Jackdaw, but Lord Gawain stopped me, and we were talking about the day and the weather and how the farm was doing, and he had mentioned something about you guys. He said he meant to. He meant to introduce himself when we arrived yesterday, but he didn't get the opportunity to. He said if I were to see you guys, or that he wanted me to tell you that you should go to his manor. He had something he wanted to talk to you guys about.
That seems a little suspicious.
I mean, yes and no. Like,
Is it-
if
did
the
the-
mayor
Did the
tends to
gods say something about
hire
your-
people for odd jobs and stuff.
He
Go
didn't
ahead,
really
Herc,
tell
I'm
me.
sorry.
He didn't really tell me what it was about. He just said that if I saw you guys, I should send you his way. I was in town. Everything seemed just fine. A little weird. I don't know if I necessarily like this holistic medicine stuff that's going around.
Don't
Seems-
drink it. Whatever you do, don't drink it.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So they're still selling it pretty freely and pretty openly then, eh?
Yeah, my wife swears she hasn't drank it. I don't know if she has or not.
Does she seem fine? Normal? Anything change?
Is she telling you to drink something?
She did give me
She
a little
telling you to eat a
No, she didn't do that. She did give me a pat on the butt when I was walking out today, but that was a little out of the ordinary. But maybe she was just feeling it.
I
She
kind of
missed
like
ya.
give his butt a sideways glance.
It's about the froggiest frog butt you've ever seen. Zero cheeks, man. He like negative cake.
It's
You
inverted.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. What'd you say, Herc? I'm sorry.
Nothing too loud.
Oh, okay.
I just figured a farm man, he might have a little more cake there, so
I mean,
It's
he
all
has a
muscles and
farm.
arm.
He has a farm, but he sits his ass on a
Cart.
cart an awful lot.
fair enough.
Bessie, she's yoked up. Like, you could see the muscles for days.
Got no cushion on that hard seat?
No.
Did the guard when we came in say anything about meeting with the Lord, or did we ask to meet with the Lord because we were worried about something or other?
I don't believe so.
I know we had made mention about the stuff that happened in Weymouth, and the guard was talking
Right.
about how it was weird here.
Right, so maybe that report has made its way to the Lord.
It's absolutely possible. Like I said, the conversation seemed normal. I don't know. Like, I agree that these folks are weird, and I didn't see any of these mushroom people that you're talking about, but the town seems relatively normal to me.
Well, that's just the thing, Thaddeus, is that you can't tell until it's too late.
Yeah,
And you're
the
sure
creature-
I'm not infected again?
I'm sure.
Well, that's good.
Maybe we should. Is there a way to get to the Lord that's not so?
Yeah, I could take you there.
You'd have to go through town, but I mean, you
You
could.
didn't have to go through town. I just twice as long to go around town.
That's true.
I mean, if you think it's safe, maybe it would be worth it just to go visit him.
I feel like right now I don't think we're in danger in town anymore.
Well, you know it better than I do, so I'll take your word for it.
Ah,
You guys still need me to go hang out at the Shining Jackdaw or anything, or?
thank you so much
At
for
this
your
point.
help.
Probably not.
Well, I didn't really do anything. I just. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe my wife was thinking about getting frisky. I think I'm gonna run on home.
You do that.
He kind of.
Just be careful what she puts in your mouth.
He kind of looks back
Riker-
with a
Riker
fucking a big old grin.
Could be that would be the perfect entrapment. Using her feminine wiles to lure him in to a false sense of security. And then
Right.
she strikes.
Now,
You know, I there aren't many times I wish I could.
How many
I think this
women
is
have
one
you
of those
had, her?
times.
Seriously.
look, I think the more important thing to discuss is why is the mayor asking for our
You know, the
For our
easiest way to
appearance.
get that answer is to go talk to him.
well, I think we need to wait a little bit longer.
Oh, what would
Why?
waiting do though?
Well, you want to go there right now full of people that have been dealing with this tincture, with them still selling the tincture, walk right into the proverbial lion's den?
Well, I mean,
Well, didn't you
according
just
to
say
Mr.
that you did that?
I kind of stayed on the outskirts and I really didn't talk to anybody.
Arsus just said she could take us by a secret path, and
Not really secret. It's kind of dirty and there's lots of bushes, but I can get you there.
Riker looking
But
like the manure all over him. I think we're past that point.
And plus, do we really
Speak for
know if the
yourself.
mayor himself is not infected?
We
Again,
can't
be good
know
to
that
find
without
out.
talking to him.
it might be a good idea to at least know how deep this all goes.
all the way to the top.
And I
The
mean,
deepest
should something
point there
happen,
is.
I guess we just have to run really fast.
Maybe we stop by the stables, get some horses.
It's not that far of a walk. Or
If only we had Midnight Star with us. Ooh. Midnight Star would take us out of this place in a jiffy.
Sammy, that rings just a little bit of a bell as the name of one of the horses from.
Waymoot.
No, the
Chester's Green.
Jester's Green. Thank you. It was green. I was gonna say Evergreen. That's something else. Jester's Green. Anyways, thanks for that callback. All right, to Lord Godwin's manor then.
I'm for it. It's up to the rest of you.
No, I think it's important to lay eyes on everything.
Rin, Herc, Sammy.
Mm. Is it proper to show up to the Lord's Manor covered in manure as some of you are?
There's a string over there you can rinse off in if you'd like.
Maybe my face? I didn't cover myself in manure.
Oh, you know that's a good point. I'll be right back. While everyone else is discussing, Riker will go get the shit off of him.
Okay. How do you intend to do that? Are you just using like leaves from trees? There's not really
Maybe
like
some
any.
sort of spring or river
Yeah,
or something like
Arshis
that
made
nearby.
mention that there was like a water
Okay.
source, so that's where Riker's gonna go.
Probably
walk as best
cold
he
as
can.
fuck, by the way.
Yeah, coming from the mountains. Definitely. Yeah, I
But-
suppose it'll be, 20-minute walk to get there, but you'll be able to get clean. Alrighty.
Sammy, you coming or not?
Well, I'm not gonna sit out here in the woods if that's what you're thinking my alternative is. So,
You're your own man. You can make your own choices. You can sit out in the woods. You can go home. You can come with us. Do any number of things between the three.
Be more fun if you came with. Could give you could trade tips on hygiene.
well, we're not exactly in a position of great hygiene right now, but I think that might work to our advantage a little bit.
Soon you will
However,
be
you,
pleased.
sir, the mighty Hurricane Herc, you need to hide your face a little bit as we wander into town. And I start undoing some of his curls and putting them down in front of his face.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, 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 no.
No, I have
Trust me.
a silken scarf. I'll have a new name, the Bountiful Bandit, or I don't know.
The less attention you draw to yourself, the better. So don't wrap your head in a scarf, all right? Just let me do this. And I begin, like, pulling his hair down and scattering it across his face.
No. And I'll stop you, and I'm gonna keep it up. I worked on this, and we're going to see the Duke, the Lord of the town. So, looking presentable. If the townspeople wish to gawk and stare, that is their right, and they won't be charged for it this time. We're going down some bushy path. It'll be enough out of the way.
Alrighty, is that
Lead the way, Arsus.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
I'll let my hair down sometime. Cool. That's why they call me the Hurricane.
Because you let your hair down sometimes?
That's how it started. I was in a fight, and my hair bands came loose, and then my hair's very long and started whipping about, and they're like, "Oh, he's like a hurricane." That's how the name stuck. I could hardly see, but I was fists of fury and whipping it this way and that. It was a spectacle to behold.
We're walking at this point. I'm just
Okay.
leading the way,
yeah?
letting him talk to himself.
I mean, you can chime in if you want, Herc. Everything that he's saying is factual, maybe a little embellished from his own, like, boasted ego of himself, but I mean, he's not lying.
Okay. Just it's like one of those things where like Riker like raises an eyebrow, but just kind of pushes it back down.
Perfect. I've never seen that real expression out in the wild. I've only seen it in like Looney Tunes. Anyways,
Yeah.
You make your way to Darkstone Manor on the western side of town, avoiding the most congested pathways. Not.
Be right back.
You got. Yeah. Okay.
I gotta poop.
Oh, geez. You know what? I kind of have to poop too, but I'm holding it. I'm holding it.
Okay.
But you make your way over there.
Only 30 more minutes.
I know. I should have pooped the first time, but I didn't. Anyways, enough about poop.
You don't want to feel rushed when you're. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Anyways, you make your way to Darkstone Manor. There doesn't appear to be anybody outside to greet you. It's by far the largest building in the town, even though it might not be reflected on the map. Stone foundation, good 2.5-3 feet off of the ground. the wooden door in the front, kind of like an archway rather than just a pointed arch rather than just a normal circular arch. Lots of more ornate details. You see a lot more metal in the structure of this particular building. But do you just knock on the door?
Yeah.
Does it have one of those like handle ones where you have to like
It definitely has like
Knockers.
a wrought
Knockers,
iron
Andrew.
knocker for sure. Yeah, it has kind of like a pickaxe, and then the knocker hangs down from the handle of the pickaxe. But yes, you knock, and immediately a tall, relatively handsome, weathered face approaches the door. Arsis, it's familiar to you as Lord Gawain. Ah, yes, all of you, come in, please. I was expecting you. I sent Thaddeus. I didn't know. He said he didn't know where you were at, but he might have a clue. But yes, it's urgent. Please come in, all of you.
I will cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Riker will follow him in.
Yeah, I'll go inside.
Okay.
Is he infected?
Yes, he's infected.
How bad is it?
Like Christmas tree bad.
No, he's not like Christmas tree bad.
Who is this?
The mayor.
As you cast the Detect Poison Disease, you would see that he and Sammy have about the same glow.
Thought he cured me and Sammy.
Yeah, even with the lay on hands?
I said what I said.
Okay.
Oh, this is fucked.
But Arsis is good, right?
Yeah, Arsis is good.
Okay.
Well, rest in peace, Sammy.
I wonder what your backup
No,
character is
this is
going to
a
be.
new exciting path.
You realize this is a perfect. When somebody has an annoying character, you just give them the mushroom disease and don't let them cure it, and then they become the bad guy, and you got to start a new one.
Sammy?
Rinse and repeat.
Anyways, as you do you continue inside?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of raise my eyebrows at everybody.
Okay. And as you come in, he shuts the door behind you. Here, have a seat, please. There's just some things that I need to touch base on. And he walks over to his kitchen area and grabs a cup of tea, and he's sipping on it. And you can see that the tea is clearly infected. Although he doesn't offer you any.
Hold on there, sir. Where did you get that tea? It's a familiar aroma. I'll wink at Arsis and Brent.
Oh.
Actually, what I wanted to talk to you about, I've been getting some strange reports from some of my guards. Infection are, well, we sent away one of our boars that had died by some infection. And I believe that's why you're here. And pointing at Riker. You were here to study or find out what the cause. Do you have any knowledge or any information from the city?
Well, let me just stop you there. It's true that the mortician's assistant here, not quite doctor, has some leads, has been taking some notes and things, but I can tell you right now that part of the root of all your problems is in the very tea you're drinking right now.
He looks down, kind of shocked. Oh, good heavens. And he
Yeah,
kind of places it off to the side. It was a gift from the emissary of balance.
I look over at Riker, Arsis, everybody really. It's like, should we mention?
When they first came to
It's-
town, they stayed with me here in my manor while their place was being expeditiously constructed. It's only courteous thing to do, and they gave me a
Get
gift.
them out of your town, and you need to do it now.
Well, I mean, what grounds do we have that they're doing anything wrong? And what's wrong with the tea?
Well, it's the tea, it's the tinctures, I mean, a lot of the water around here, I think, is contains the source of the infection.
Well, what does the infection do? I feel fine. I've been drinking this tea for
It's
a while now.
it's a light hold on you for the moment.
Yeah, at first you probably won't notice anything, but it progresses, over time. I haven't really seen the later stages in humans yet, but I mean, in animals, seemed to turn them, well, almost rabid from the looks of it.
There was a point where we took some of the tincture and made an awful mess of it, and there was a reaction that we got from the people. Not a very non-unsettling type of reaction.
I can't say that I follow. You did something to a tincture and they reacted?
Ignore his nonsense. You know me. You know my family. I grew up here. I'm telling you right now, this emissary is gonna destroy our town. They've got nefarious plans. Show them the book, Riker. Show them the book.
Oh, so we are going to show the book. Okay. And yeah, I take out the journal and
What we've been able to uncover is that this miracle cure in the teas and the water and stuff that they've been passing out has some sort of mushroom affiliated infection that gets inside people, and it causes a weird reaction that changes personality, that connects it to a hive mind, that
yeah, it turns,
eventually turns them into giant mushroom monsters.
it
I can show you the one we found in the cave.
right, pretty exactly that. I think that it hooks everyone up, and not at first, but probably eventually to a collective where you know the thoughts of probably everyone else who is infected.
Now,
And
you're on your way to getting infected because you've been drinking that tea, but I don't think it's got its full hold on you yet. There might be hope to save you.
Oh, good heavens.
Speaking of which, what did you want us for?
Well, hold
Sounds
on.
like-
I wanna. You said there was a mushroom person. Where was this?
In the mines. We were
So
investigating where the mushrooms were being grown, and we were attacked.
there was smoke that came from there earlier. I sent some guards over there, and they reported back that there was ash, that a lot of our crops had been burned.
None of our crops.
No.
Their crops.
that's where they seem to be growing a lot of their mushrooms they used for infection.
Did they find the big mushroom body of Merrick?
Were the boars that had been infected.
There were no boars, there was no nothing. They found bones, but ash. Sorry, hold tight.
Okay.
Go poop. Arsis doesn't have a high charisma. She just butts in. It's fine. I'm sorry.
Somebody's contaminated the
You
ground.
guys were taking too long to get to the point.
I was going to message you guys and just see if I should even bring out the journal.
I did it for you. And DJ's over there flashing us.
No, I got a little injury right here.
How are you feeling after your motorcycle injury? Actually,
Yeah, your cast is gone and everything.
Yeah, they got me in a splint with therapy and whatnot, and I'm dealing with the insurance not wanting to pay for said therapy, so I decided to hire a lawyer to deal with that for me. So,
Wow.
and it seems to be going that it could be a pretty clear-cut case for me, so I'll get something out of it. I just want my bills paid for. That's all.
no, right?
America.
America, land of the free and land of the poor.
Yeah, every time I hear something like that, it makes me want to learn another language. And
Go to
I think
Norway.
you're the most well-traveled of all of us, I believe, other than
Yeah.
Rhea.
yeah, fortunately.
All right.
I've been to Canada, if that counts.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. There's some
Well, we-
differences.
What were we talking about? Talking about the mushroom ashes in the cave.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They didn't report on seeing any humanoid like. Again, I assumed the bones were from the boars since there were no boars. So you're saying that you were
Wait, John, as we were leaving the cave, like we don't recall seeing any like active fires, right? Because we
Were
just
the guards
burned
showing up?
Yeah, because we just burned the spores. But did we any of us observe any like active flames?
no.
Okay.
I would say that the fire arrow that Arsis, like, it definitely would have singed the corpse, but it didn't turn to ash.
Right.
And nothing was like actively on fire when we left.
No. Like, even when I described you burning the mushrooms, like, the mushrooms themselves probably wouldn't have, like, left any evidence. They would have been singed, burnt, probably turned to ash pretty quickly. Like, even that large stalk that you burned in the back, I remember clearly describing that it withered, it shriveled, and it
Mhm.
died.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
probably...
you burnt the boars. I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, but
We left
not...
the body.
Probably not to the point to where it would be, like, even if you burn a corpse or something like that, you can still probably, like, know it's a corpse.
You'd have to burn it for a few hours to really get it.
Yeah, to where it's nothing but ash. Not that I've burned any corpses.
You'd have to be really high heat or it's be for a really long time. So
No, it's
I
better
mean,
to
we
use
cooked
chemicals.
food. You've made chicken before. It's okay.
Well,
Yeah, no, we were in the cave investigating. We did some cleanup, but we didn't leave anything on fire.
Well, that's not what the guards reported. I'm not calling you a liar or anything, but that's what they were. I haven't personally been to the caves to know.
I'm also not saying your guards are liars either. I'm just thinking that something got to it after we left. Before
Well,
we
that
came here.
or
Foul play.
or the guards might be.
Really into the medicine. Yeah.
Do you know anything of that, my lord?
Of what? I'm sorry?
Have your
Did they-
guards partake in with this circle of
Emissary.
balance?
I mean,
Emissary of balance, crane medicine.
half the town has. I'm originally I was just calling you here to see if I heard there was word of some sort of fungal infestation in Weymouth that you had all been a part of, and I wanted to hear about that. and I wanted to see if there was any news about what could be happening to our town. And you shared a little bit of information, but now I fear that I might need to ask something of you. See if you all seem to be of sound mind. If you would be willing to go, I hate to ask it, but back to Suzale. Maybe present this information, take some evidence to, I don't know, the Magister, or...
If you don't mind my
Well-
asking, what are you going to do in the meantime with, everyone in town getting infected?
I don't know, what can we do? What is this, there a cure, or what?
No, not.
I mean, we
not yet,
haven't
at least.
discovered one yet. Doesn't mean there ain't one.
Well, then I'll probably...
Divine magics can put a stop to it if it's early enough. But
Sir,
I found that
if I may interject, if you're intending on sending us over to Suzale to report these findings, would it be too much of us to ask you then to keep, instead of kicking everybody out of the town, to make sure nobody leaves this town? That everybody, not just the emissary, but all your folks as well,
Oh, a quarantine.
stay in this town.
That might help.
might be too late for that.
Well,
Maybe,
couldn't
but
hurt at least.
You're putting the Lord at risk if his mind is still intact, and half the town turns against him.
Maybe not. Since he's already infected, they might not. It all just kind of depends.
what say you about that? You think you can keep everybody here in town while we make our trip over there and report our findings with your blessing, of course?
I was originally planning a mini festival to celebrate the arrival of the emissary of balance. I thought they were going to be bringing good news, good things, better crops, prosperous. But now I guess I'll just have to use it in a different light. We'll be keeping people here
Keep track of everybody that you possibly can. I know it's a massive task, but if there's any way that we can save this town,
Let me write a note. Give me a few moments. Hang tight. Don't leave. After you leave here, I want you to head straight away. Talk to Maya. I'll compensate her for any horses that you take. I'm gonna give you two things. The first thing is a writ to allow you to use force if necessary. The second one will be a note. Probably deliver it to the Lord Magister, Edwin Morahan.
Edwin Morahan.
Morahan. I don't want to cause too big of a fuss and take it directly to the Queen. You'll probably be denied. But the Lord
Well, I mean,
Magister...
we've got a famous gladiator on our side, isn't that right, Herc?
That's true.
I don't
Maybe
think
they've come to
Queen
see my
is in
magic
any business of
incognito.
looking at gladiators.
Not the queen, the magistrate.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she's come incognito to one of my matches.
Give me a moment. Take your time.
I do
Relax.
feel like this is over my head, over our heads. Like, I appreciate your willingness to listen and be fair.
Do you have any clerics in this town? I noticed you have a beautiful statue to the goddess of tomorrow.
Well, not any clerics, more alchemical or herbalist, shamanistic in nature, and it's speaking about Arceus's.
She's infected. Far gone. I know she's in there somewhere, but it's pretty far to you.
Maya is okay. Thad is okay, and that owner of the bar,
Cogwin.
Cogwin. Probably the guard that greeted us. But be careful. Arceus's aunt tried to give us some cookies that were also infected.
What should I do?
Test everything you got.
Test
sure
it
you
with
don't-
what?
Don't accept any gifts from anybody. Just make sure you cook your own food.
But what if he uses infected ingredients? That's how they get you. This Mariki told us of their journey. You won't see him again because that's the one we ended up having to put down in the caves, but they've traveled here all the way from Daggerford, I want to say. This organization has gone under different names, and they promise these small towns bountiful wealth and fortune, meanwhile seeding everything with this spore. Who knows what's happened to the older towns? I suppose that book keeps some record of it before it devolves into madness.
Well,
So you're an educated man. The book devolved into some strange language. Maybe he knows it, Riker. Not to disparage your intellect.
Well, I mean, it's always a possibility. Riker will flip to it and like turn it his way.
I've never seen these symbols before in my life, but I feel Knightswood. And even that's a guess. It's what's peeking into my mind when I look at it.
Seems familiar to you.
Knightswood is a town pretty well ruined since the last Netherese and Shar invasion. Druids used to live there. It was a kind of a little commune that they had there. Large tree, inside hollowed out. Some of them lived there.
A tree, you say? Wasn't there something you were talking about, Riker, with a tree that you mentioned earlier?
Oh yeah, the tree that seems like some of the very far gone infected people are almost drawn to.
Yes, the roots go to the darkened heart of the world, I believe, was the phrase.
I don't know anything about that, but sorry I couldn't be of more help. Interesting. I don't know any other languages, but for some reason that text resonated with me.
Mr. Arthur, maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to brush up on my language skills.
Anyways, let me get these things written down, and I'll be right back.
When he leaves, I'll turn to the group and Sammy, you're still infected. Your faithlessness, perhaps, is I don't know why, but my ability was not sufficient to clear it. You're about as infected as the Lord, so we can trust you for now. But I've done all I can for the day. I'm worried for you.
Well, that's a little concerning. But I feel fine.
That's good.
I
That's
feel
good.
like I still have my mind about me, so.
I was thinking, it really feels like we're not giving the Lord enough to survive out here. It feels like we're leaving him high and dry, as it were.
Well, what exactly are we supposed to do?
I guess go to Suzail as fast as possible. But I was thinking maybe we could take an infected person with us, but now that Sammy is, well, maybe that'll be some proof in itself.
So long as we're not also infecting the people of Suzail, assuming they're not already being infected.
There's the beaker that's inside that satchel still, the big one.
Yeah.
That should provide some sort of link when we provide that to the magistrate. If you haven't done all your tests that you need to do by then.
Well, I'm kind of limited in what I can do, but if we're heading to Suzail, the person I work under, he's really good with this kind of thing. He might know what to do with it, or have a.
Then maybe you set some of that aside for yourself in your own studies, and then you give the rest of it over to Magistrate Morahan as the Lord here, the Mayor here has stated.
Well,
Sammy does have a good point.
I mean, first things first, I would probably take it to Mortimer before Morahan, but we'll have to see.
We need
Would
some sort
Mortimer
of
let us get an
proof.
audience with Morahan a little bit easier?
I doubt it. I don't even think Morahan knows of Mortimer.
All right. Well,
That's fine. We're getting the writ from the mayor anyway to meet with Morahan, so we'll be fine with that appointment. But to have something on our own to study, or at least for you to study, then, Riker, as long as nothing else flies in the face.
Got a point.
I mean, maybe the tincture, but the larger beaker, I'm more comfortable giving that to Mortimer personally.
Again, you don't have to give it all to one person.
Just
You
saying.
can split it up. Just dump those pink tinctures when we get out of town. Pour a little bit of that into those other vials, and then.
No, I think it's worth keeping the
those.
tinctures too, because that's the refined process.
John, how much of each do I have? Like, how much are we talking in each of these containers?
Let me look up standard beaker size.
3
Well,
ounces.
let's see. You have 2 100 milliliters with the tinctures, I would imagine, and then the beaker's probably about a 350, 400 milliliter.
Well, I mean, there are different sizes of beakers. There's not just
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
what I'm
such thing as
saying.
a standard size.
I know.
3 ounces.
Like 3 inches.
Yeah, you have about 4 tinctures, and then all 4 of those tinctures are about the size combined as your scrapings of the fungal spore. So we'll just say each of the tinctures is 1 ounce, and you have 4 ounces of the scraping and the spores. And to be clear, these spores look basically like a fine powder. It almost looks like a sand that's just collected. If you
does it look like a case where if I open it up, would that risk like getting the spores out? Can I tell if that's what would happen if I were to?
Are you looking at the speaker for? Give me a perception check
Yeah,
or investigation, whichever one you want. Perception works.
perception. Yeah.
As you're holding the speaker and you're studying, looking to determine whether or not you want to pull off this cork, you see something really odd. In your mind, you have to think for yourself whether or not you actually witnessed it, but you're absolutely certain that you did. Like the debris that's kind of jutting up out of the pile of spores shakes, and you see more spores coming down, filling the jar.
Oh. So, not good then. Okay. So basically, like, I would risk them getting out. Should I, like, if I were to?
Yeah, not only are you risking, if you were to pull it off, not only would you risk them probably getting out, but also you're going to have to worry about the potential of this overfilling.
Okay.
It's like, for a weird mental reference, imagine like an hourglass where it just somehow manifests more sand, and eventually the hourglass is going to be full and there's not going to be anywhere for it to go.
It's like a jar of never-ending mayo. You don't want more mayo, and you got to pour it out. Otherwise,
Yes.
it's just going to overflow.
There you go. Yep.
Gross.
Perfect.
For
But
all
only
your
this is-
scientific analysis, matter cannot be created or destroyed. Yeah, we're in trouble.
Not in this
buddy.
case.
Might need a god's help, I think, to take care of this one.
Oh, God.
Who needs God when you have more science and anime on your side?
Jeez Louise.
I love how
Eventually
you said
Anime.
science and anime together as if they are the same thing.
They are the same thing. Have you not seen anime? It's basically science.
Anime sounds a
Right.
lot like enemy to me.
Perk moment.
Lord Gawain comes back with 2 envelopes, one of them sealed with a black wax and the Darkstone crest in the center of it. This one is for Edwin, the Lord Magister. Take this to him as soon as you can. I'm sure he'll know what to do. This one, and he pulls it out and opens it up, has the seal. This is for a month. It's all we're legally permitted to do. You can brandish your weapons at any time needed if you feel threatened. As long as you have this paper with you, of course.
I think we can do that.
Should we each have a copy of that in case we get separated or?
Technically, they're not individually issued. They're issued for adventuring parties, and
Oh,
if you were to
oh,
separate, then there's a lot of rules behind it. You can't have more than 6 in an adventuring
more.
party, and otherwise,
this group of friends that we have here, 5 of us, basically an adventuring party, thanks to that piece of paper you're saying.
yes.
Hmm.
Just, if I could please, I'll need all of you to sign.
We need a name for the party. Is that some kind of legal requirement that we have to put
Kirk,
down?
I think he just
like
wants
the-
you to sign your name.
I mean, I'm happy to take the reigning title for everyone. It's
I mean, you can sign first. How about that?
certainly.
Oh, and you can sign the largest out of all of us too. Make your
You
name
are the
stand out.
largest out of all of us.
Of course. Hope there's enough room on there. I've got a few titles I need to add in here.
His name just goes on and on and on.
I know the first time we had to sign one of these, there was some alternative names used. Will that
Yep.
be the case again this time? Are you
Or
still going to
Arceus
be
is,
whatever?
sign our regular name.
Be that Star Wars, or you like Obi-Wan or something?
Riker Solo. Yep, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Solo.
keep that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Riker Solo. Got it. Okay. Please. Don't dally. Get the horses and get out of town. If there's anything else that you need, how are you guys funds-wise? Do you... Or... That doesn't matter here. And he goes over behind one of the chairs in his kind of front room, and he looks at you for a second and then decides to lift it up anyways. Lifts up a floorboard from underneath of a rug and pulls out a large coffer. And do you all have your own coin purses? I don't have anything to separate this out or containers to...
I think Rin is our bookkeeper.
Yeah, you can give it to her.
She kind of steps up and pulls it out, and there's 5 of you. Each of you can have 100 gold. I'll make sure to add that to Rin's as well. And I think...
I put...
Huh?
I said I put it in the Cormyr chat.
Oh, nice. Okay, and I think that's a good place for us to end off. Was there anything else that any of you wanted to do before Lord Gawain shooed you out of his house?
I might implore for some better protections for us.
What do you have in
If
mind?
he's sending us out. Well, I mean...
I don't think I can
These
spare any
leathers-
guards, especially if potentially infected.
No. No. I wouldn't be expecting you to send out people with us, but anything that could be useful on the road. We don't know what exactly we're going to be facing against, but well, these leathers have seen better days.
I don't have anything personally. I suppose I could.
Well, you can talk to the armory or whoever you might know, and
Say, do you know where we could find Thrain?
Those were going to be my only suggestions. There's Lyra Silverhand from the Silver Vein. She works in some extremely ornate jewelry that some of them on the pricier side have some magical components to them, just from her heritage. And then Ironheart Forge with Thrain, he might be able to help you out. I heard he had a bit of a tumble in the town square the other night.
Yes, well, we made fast friends. Be good to see him again.
Give me a moment, I'll write. And he goes over to the his desk again where he was writing his previous notes, and comes back with 2 essentially IOUs. One item of value up to 500 gold from each establishment to be paid by the city of by the town of Minroe.
Oof.
Make a lot of those pixie caps and jewelry.
So
You wouldn't think it.
Between the 5 of you, You know what? I'll just put together a curated list, and you guys can peep from it, and we'll talk about it next time. All right, sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Not even Christmas. Okay.
Woo! Speaking of which, let me stop this recording.